It's okay. All my classes, my recordings, when I do an informal affair, so. Okay, before I start, how many of you have heard me last year? Quite a few. Okay, then I thought today I'll modify the topic slightly. Irrespective of your religious beliefs, the pursuit of God, from being afraid to God realization, the journey, and what type of yoga I'll get attracted to during this period, or how yoga will fit in at different stages. Is that fine with you all? I'm a very democratic teacher, so if it's fine with you all, I'll do it, or I'll shift into something else. I'll do it because I don't come prepared. I come spontaneous. Okay, so let us start that. Om Sadashiva Samarambham Shankaracharya Madhyamam Asmadacharya Paryantam Vande Guru Paramparam. Okay, we start with the salutation of the Lord and the Guru, and we start. The search for God. It is universal, across generations, across cultures, across religions. It's something human. How does it start? In a given lifetime, it will start with you being a baby. That's how we all started our life. We are all babies, helpless babies. Totally helpless. Because we are totally helpless, unlike a calf of a cow or a giraffe or a tiger cub, they are not helpless when they are born. They start walking within an hour or so, or even earlier. We are born helpless. Because we are born helpless, we need caregivers, parents. And total helplessness, the only strength the baby has is total trust. Just imagine a baby. If the baby was going to doubt, the hand that pick it up, you're going to drop me? Imagine it got that doubt every time. Drop me. The baby will have a heart attack before he's 1 year old. Because all the time. Can't afford that. Babies get dropped, not that they don't get dropped. It happens, but rare. So there is total trust. So how do you totally trust someone? So total that you take a baby and throw the baby up and catch. The baby will be laughing, not scared. Because there is total trust. Because the baby believes in the infallibility of the parents. As a baby, you believe. My mother is the greatest. It starts with the mother. Father comes later. Yeah. The first claim is the mother's anyway. Total trust. Total helplessness compensated by total trust. It's amazing. You know, the nature's order is amazing. Okay, fine. My mommy is the greatest. Total trust. But as you grow up, you discover that's not true. For certain things, mom has to call dad. So you see kids going through, my daddy is the strongest. Guy may be a puny character, but my daddy is the strongest. But that's all part of that belief system that my parents are infallible. And in time you discover that is not so. Time meaning as a kid. 6, 7, 8, whatever. with every passing generation becoming earlier. And that is disheartening. Subconsciously, it is disheartening for all of us to discover that what the people we thought as infallible are fallible. Difficult to take that. So the search for infallibility starts. Whom does a kid turn to nowadays? Sports heroes? But the greatest footballer, this game he didn't score a goal, not a single one. Then what? You find that sports heroes are fallible. Sports heroes are gone. Political, don't even talk. Fallibility and a political leader. If you look at the psychology, when a new leader comes promising change and everything, everyone starts believing. Within a month or two, his popularity starts falling. Look at what happened when Rishi Sunak was made the PM. Oh, he's going to change. What change? He's within the system. How much can he change? Yeah, certain things you can do right, certain things can go haywire. It's natural. States, Obama came and went. He did some good things, but it's not infallible. In India, we have Modi. Oh, he's not infallible. Yeah. There are things he has gone off. Human. But the human heart wants the infallible. Then whom you go? Religious leaders? Hey, we are human beings, Baba. We are not infallible. Yoga gurus, Vedanta gurus, all gurus. We are not infallible. We have a humanness to us. We make mistakes. Yeah. Don't trust a guru who says he doesn't make mistakes. Okay? It's human. Yeah. He'll make mistakes. His intention may be good, but mistakes will be made. So he is infallible. Nobody around. So you go searching. This is where the search for other things starts. The normal things are not working. Maybe abnormal things will work. Stand on your head, maybe that will work. But the guy who's teaching me is not infallible. No, but this is good system. Yeah, it's a good system, definitely. Yeah. And someone comes and says, God is infallible. We all have gone through that. And then some prayers have got unanswered. No, I don't believe in this God. Let me go for a more mystical way. All this starts is the human search for the infallible. So in this search, the answer will come on the third day completely, okay? Full answer, because now I'm going to keep the topic the same and build up on it. Every day I'll build up, because it's a huge topic. 3 days, really speaking, not enough. Okay? Yeah. I'll need at least a 2-day camp with 4 lectures a day to complete the whole topic. Yeah. But to give you in a nutshell. So God is also, depending upon our psychological maturity, we'll understand God. The understanding of God is not just to be believed. Many of our religious leaders say, believe, believe, believe. Really speaking, God is a matter for understanding. God has the same complaint like you and me, okay? Nobody understands me. Yeah, that's the issue. How many of you saw that movie Bruce Almighty?
Yeah.
Yeah. God, how do you make someone love you? When you find the answer to that, come and tell me. God replied. Same issue. So, in this psychological search, if my understanding always is based on my psychological maturity, I'm an insecure human being. Let's go a little bit into the past. Insecure human being. Forces of nature are huge. Even today, aren't they huge? Tomorrow is supposed to have rain. Can you do anything about it? We can pray. Hope the prayer works. I can't guarantee you the prayer will work. I mean, the prayer will have results. But is the result enough to overcome the forces of nature? I don't know. We'll wait for tomorrow and see. Yeah, what else can you do? Can you do anything? But if I am at a level of growth where I am scared, insecure, and as a human being, everyone has some amount of insecurity. We know things can go wrong. We don't like that. I know I can lose some things. I don't like that. And what I lose, if I can't handle that loss, there's fear. Isn't it? If I can't handle that loss, there is fear. So, the first stage of understanding God, the basic stage, is fear based. That's why we say God fearing. Because we are insecure. So, God becomes this almighty, powerful figure. If I appease Him, I'll feel fine. And we project lot of this on. God is jealous. You can't keep anybody in front else. You can't pray to anybody else, okay? Only this guy. This type of belief systems are there in all religions, including Hinduism, okay? Because Hinduism caters right from one end to the other end. So this type of belief also you'll find in it. May not be applicable to all of you, but it's there. I mean, I will openly say it, I have no fears of that. God of Islam, the God of the Old Testament. You know, when Moses went up the hill, he met God. The bush in the flaming fire, and said, what type of a God are you? I am that I am. Perfect answer in terms of Vedanta. Perfect. I'm sure Moses understood, because he was an evolved soul. Then he must have looked at all the followers, people who had escaped from prison. Literally, they were slaves. They were going like teenagers, kept locked up in school, and then last day of school they let free. You go crazy. Same way all these guys are going to go crazy. God, how to build up a society? Give me something for that. Give me something. I have to build up a society. Come on. Do you really need God to come and tell you, don't commit adultery? I mean, come on, you and I are sensible human beings, we know that. But remember the society, all those people are at that level of just survival, fear. They have to be told. They have to be told. So, at that beginning level, fear-based. Therefore, I have to appease, because God is this all-powerful figure. His control over nature, this, that, is an all-powerful figure. If I appease Him, I feel safe. God is security for me. Why? Because I am in fear. We forget a basic point. Only the insecure requires security. And no security is totally secure. Isn't that true? No security is totally secure. Yeah. Those of you who are investing in the share market, How is the share market doing now? You're going almost into a recession. Naturally, it will not do well. Only bank interests are good. India bank interests are not good because the share market is doing well. Which security is secure? So my understanding of God is like this. I worship out of fear. I obey His laws out of fear. These laws are sensible human things, meant for human beings. But I obey only because I need to be protected from Him, from all those demons in my mind. Demon is not outside, that's just symbolic. I have to be taken care of. Therefore, I appease, I sacrifice. Good beginning. Not bad for a beginning. It's better to go to God rather than go to Godfathers. Godfather, I mean, the mafia don. It's better. But my relationship is very fear-based. And if the Lord does not make me feel safe enough, let us say something happens, things go wrong. Whom will I blame? Not God. Remember, I'm a fearful child. I'll blame myself. I did something wrong. That's why God is angry with me. God doesn't have any other work except to get angry at me. I'm a puny human being, insignificant. You think God doesn't have anything else to do? But that's how I feel. Therefore, for me to feel secure, like an abused child will never blame the parent or the abuser. Will blame himself. I did this, that's why the person is hitting me. The battered wife syndrome. I was wrong. I provoked him. Same thing happens in a relationship. It's problematic. Unfortunate. That's not how you're supposed to relate to God. But when I am functioning out of fear, this will be what my understanding of God is. Fear-based. And we have an expression also in English, God-fearing. He's a good human being, God-fearing. Unfortunate. But the first step. That is why many of us thinkers turn away from religion because, hey, this is nonsensical. It is true. At our level of growth, that is not necessary. Because we have grown. We are psychologically more mature. So if you mature out a little bit better, God becomes a kind father figure or mother figure. Loving. Not angry and jealous. Loving and kind. So I'll happily worship. But still there is a huge difference. Better off on the first stage. You think at the first stage they're going to go for yoga or something? Forget it. I'll pray. I'll do this. I'll do that. Instead of God punishing me, I'll punish myself. Whip myself. You must have seen all this in religion. It comes from there. It comes from there. I mean, many monastic orders, they have this, what do you call it, flagellation. You whip yourself and things like that. You have that. Yeah. It comes from there. Forget yoga and all. Yoga is meant for your growth. Forget that. Yeah, I have to make myself strong. So I will do that type of work. Where I become strong, I will learn the use of weapons and and God will back me. Yeah. Okay, fine. Good. That's why olden war cries, even modern war cries are invoking God, isn't it? Saint George, strike for us. But they can be invoked other ways also. The most fearless soldiers I have ever seen, the Gurkhas. Britain has Gurkhas in the army. the Gurkha regiment, the most fearless warriors. If a soldier says he is not afraid, either he must be lying or he must be a Gurkha. Okay? Yeah. Even they have a battle cry like that. Jai Mahakali, Ayo Gurkhali. Yeah. So you're all invoking because you want God on to your side. No? And the other guy also wants God on his side. Then what? God will watch. They're human, let my children fight it out. Then what part he plays? Little later. Okay? Little later. From here we transit to a loving figure. Because I have psychologically grown now. I understand. Hey, fathers don't always hate their children. Fathers are not jealous if you go and respect somebody else. Come on. Your mother is not jealous just because you liked your aunt and confided in her. All of us did that. No? Think you can confide everything in our mother? Come on. Don't tell me that. I know how many kids come and youngsters, teenagers come and tell me things that they would never tell their parents. I was the same. I'm sure all of us were the same. So now, but we have matured out of it. So the loving figure, a loving person does that. So then God becomes more loving, more kind, more this thing. I still have to win His grace, you know. I still have to keep Him on my side, obey His laws. But now it's a little bit better understanding, better. I know, you know, those laws that we talked about, which I was scared about, now is more because it helps life, makes life a bit smoother. Yeah. I mean, now you just imagine if a society will be, if someone says it's raining outside and I have to look out to make sure. So the ethics keep life smooth. Yeah, they keep. I don't have to look out to make sure it's raining or not. Yeah, it tells me it's raining, it should be raining. So there is a certain convenience about the whole thing, about the ethical order. Full understanding is still not there. But there is some better thing. Even here, the growth issues are not started much. Okay? It's become more about being pious than accepting responsibility. You're a pious being. You're a kind, you know, God, because God is like that. God is kind, then I will love. From fear, it has moved more into love. Though, the love is a projection of my understanding. Can you love my sister's daughter? I don't know who she is, what she is. How do you love something unknown? Someone that unknown, how do you love? My sister's daughter, how do you love? You don't know who she is, what she is, whether she exists or not, you don't know. Or am I using it just as an example? You don't know. How do you love that person? Your mother you know so well, who has done so much for you, you find difficult to love, is it? My mom, my God, don't. So many you seem to be against mothers. No. My mother was a good person, but she'll kill you with her love. Yeah. My tendency to put on weight is thanks to her. My hardness of hearing is thanks to her. But she's a good soul. Yeah. Yeah. So, if you find it difficult to love your mother, how are you going to love God? Unless you project something. So there will be stories of God's kindness, of God's mercies. All over you will find stories like this, across cultures. It's universal, isn't it? Come to India, we'll show you stories. Oh my God. We have library full of stories. 18 Puranas, Itihasa, Mahabharata, Ramayana. You want more? There are more also. Folk stories about, my God. Huge. Every culture has that. So much so it will become a research topic. Joseph Campbell, The Power of the Myth. Yeah, it's become a research topic. Yeah, there is point in it. So all these are meant for you to relate, because God is too abstract. My understanding has not yet come in. I have not started understanding. It's all my putting in. Let's say God and man meet each other on the street, and both of them point to the other and say, "My creator." Okay, my devotion is a bit irreverent. Okay, so put up with that. I'm a devoted person, but I'm irreverent. My devotion has an irreverent quality to it. So, okay, loving God. Yoga and all, not yet. Okay, a little bit more. Piousness will come in. My religious activities I'll do. What my religion or my teachers have told me, that these will gain favor with God. It's still transactional. And the prayers will also be like that. Oh Lord, give me this, give me that. Give me. Previously it was keep me safe. Okay. Arti in Sanskrit, if you want to name a term for this, it is the one who prays to God only when he is in trouble. And we are in trouble most of the time anyway. You pray only to get yourself safe. First stage. Second stage, God, give me this, give me that, give me this, give me. You give me just one thing, I'll never ask you for anything else. How long? Until the next desire comes up. It's like once my students took me out for a meal. Okay. I'd gone to Rishikesh and I have a couple of students. They were married and settled down there, in nearby Dehradun, very town close to Rishikesh. So they came over to me, Swamiji, let's take you out for. You're eating all this simple ashram food. I said, ashram food is good. No, we'll give you something better. Okay, fine. Never refuse a good offer. Sadhus anyway are used to that. So they, okay. So their two kids are also there. So we had a nice meal. We were feeling it. And the father is asking the kids, have you eaten well? You're not going to say you're going to be hungry again, no? No, daddy. I am full. For a whole hour, I will not say I'm hungry. We are exactly the same. Lord, give me this. Nothing else. How long? Lord, I'm in love with this girl. Please make her mine. I will not ask you for anything else. And she says yes, and you get married. Now you have to ask for a million things. You're not single anymore. You have to set up home. You have to set up so many things you need. First you could work when you needed the money, nothing else. Now there has to be steady. There has to be security. There are so many things coming. Natural, that's the right thing. That's good. Marriage is always good for the society. Why? It makes you more productive. You pay the government more taxes. Of course you have to pay taxes. Otherwise, how will you get the infrastructure? Roads, railways, electricity, how will you get that? Single people like us are not good for the government. We are monks, sadhus. So, that level of understanding God. Love Him. But still, give me. Like my teacher used to say, I am a beggar at the Lord's temple gate. Begging for this. Nothing, as I said, nothing wrong in it. If you're not going to ask God, whom are you going to ask? Nothing wrong. But this is my level of understanding. You'll wonder where non-duality is coming. It's some steps away. Okay, it'll come, don't worry, it's some steps. But we have to understand the journey. Then it makes more sense. Okay, I lived like that. Then, either through a teacher or something, or life lessons. I learned, hey, I can't keep always saying, God, do this. Why is He giving me hands and legs and a brain with something inside it, hopefully? Why is He giving me all that? I'm supposed to do certain things myself, no? And we have statements also, God helps those who help themselves. So I start becoming more proactive in life, more responsible. I mean, what does responsibility mean? Unfortunately, the word is wrongly used. It is used in two senses normally. Who did this? Sir, don't blame me, I am not responsible for that. Where the word responsibility is used as blame. Or, yeah, youngsters have fun. You know, when you become my age, you will understand how much responsibility is being. Where responsibility has become a burden, a load to carry. It is neither. What is responsibility? Your ability to respond to a situation. It's your ability as a human being. It's a situation. Can you respond to it? Not responding is also a response, okay? A choice. That I have the choice to respond to a situation. And all of life is nothing but this. Situation impinge on you, you respond to situations. So the more you develop your ability, the better your response will be. To quickly go over it, some basic skills you need to have. One is your self-awareness, your strengths, your weaknesses, your priorities in life. What do you want out of the whole interaction? That will make your response better. Someone comes and says, I love you. How do you respond? What is the minimum response expected, especially if the ladies? Thank you, that's nice of you. I mean, are you really expected to say, I love you back? No. Minimum, thank you, nice of you. Enough. I felt insulted. Why did you feel insulted? You saying, I love you. That's very extreme. Like saying love you, I love you back is extreme. I hate you is also extreme. Yet anyway, it's a response based on your self-awareness. You want someone like that? No, that's not my type. Okay, fine. Great. Not enough. You need your imagination. If you don't have imagination, you will be blinded to the options available. What do I mean by imagination? Okay. What is it I'm holding in my hand? A pen? Give me 10 uses of it other than writing. Start.
Hair clip.
Huh?
Hair clip.
Hair clip, yes. Excellent. I mean, for the lady, not for me. My beard is longer than that. Okay. Yeah, what else? Come on.
Your tea.
Doodle. Oh, stir your tea. Sugar in your tea. Okay, fine, acceptable. Scratch your back. Okay. Oh yeah, pointer. Yes.
A baton to conduct.
Yeah, yes. Hey, it also writes, by the way. To look at what is, to look at a situation, what is, and see what can be. That's constructive imagination. What is, what can be. If you have that, a situation cannot bog you down. Not enough. You need your will. It is will, otherwise you will just imagine. I can do this, I can do that, I can do. What did you do? Nothing. What did you get? Nothing. Oh, COVID weight, I put on some weight. Oh yeah, I can do yoga and lose weight. I can go for a jog and lose weight. Oh yeah, very nice tracks are available there. You know, I can do that. I can go for a nice walk. I can play a game of tennis. All options are there. What have you done? Nothing. So your belt has got a bit tighter. That's all. Nothing else has happened. It is will that translates your imagination into reality. The will to act is important. And last but not the least, your value structure. What is important to you? Your value structure, not mine. What is important to you? So here yoga will come in. Self-awareness, yoga comes in. Will, yoga comes in. Come on, do an Ardha Matsyendrasana. I'm struggling. Come on, slowly. Yoga is a difficult way of doing the easy things. Huh? You sit cross-legged. Okay, sit simple cross-legged. No, one right leg has to go on, right foot has to go on your left side. Why do you want to sit like that? I'm comfortable sitting. No, that's a yoga. Why? It's developing your will. Put yourself in an asana and watch what's happening. What's happening in your body? What's happening in your mind? What's happening with your breath? Watch. Okay. Raising your self-awareness. So when you're living like this is your level of growth. You're proactive. When you're proactive, at this stage, you start understanding God a bit better. Hey, God is some sort of... There is a little bit of an order in the universe. You know, there's a spiritual order there. You start being more aware of the spiritual order. He's not just a guy distributing things as he pleases. No, there is an order. There is karma phala. There is action and there is a result of an action. That means I'm accountable. Not that I'm to be blamed. Buck stops here. I don't have to blame God. If my prayers are not answered, I look at what is there. What is my karma? What is it I have done right? Now this comes from a maturity. This comes from a maturity. So my appreciation of God is more mature. Much more mature now. Is this the end? No. There's a lot more. Okay. There's still a couple of steps more. So here we'll talk about some of the definitions of yoga. Samatvam yoga muchyate. The first definition would be what Patanjali said. Yoga chitta vritti nirodha. Mastery of the mind is yoga. So all this will come into the picture. You become proactive. You become responsible. You do what it takes. Yeah. Just imagine telling in your life, there is no fairy godmother. There is no Santa Claus. There is no knight in shining armor. My life, I take up responsibility. Big thing. For a human being to come here, this is the real beginning of your spiritual evolution. It starts here, at this level. Big thing. Yeah, mastery. Therefore, I have to, my self-awareness is necessary. My imagination cannot be just wild. I need my will to make it reality. I need my intelligence to take the right choices. I have my value structure clarified. Previously it was vague. Some bearded character told me you should be like that, and I blindly nodded my head. Now no more, with understanding. There's a better understanding. It's not just rule-based. Rule-based is level 1 and 2. This is level 3. It's no more rule-based. It's understanding-based. It's more principles. Honesty is a principle, not a rule. You should be honest. You should not tell lies. Hey, no. It's a universal principle. I develop trust in a relationship only if I'm honest. People don't trust me. Are you trustworthy? If my word is a no, fine. If my word is as good as a contract, who will not trust me? I do a lot of corporate programs for corporates, HR issues, communication, team building, things like that. Never a signed letter. Just a shake hand. My word is good enough. Yeah. First yoga festival, the 6th. Ram called me up. Swamiji, we have heard about you. Will you come? I said, sure. What do you need for that? I said, I don't need anything, but the visa office will ask for a letter inviting me. You are invited, I'll come. Simple as that. Your word I trust, my word you trust. That I'll come, I'll be there. But the visa office will require a letter and proof and things like that. The first time I asked for a letter, okay. Before that, never. Why? Shake hands. Good enough. How can you not be trusted then? You follow it through. But when you are making a contract, you are looking for escape clauses, isn't it? We all know the game. Yeah. No escape clauses. I have given my word is word. Okay, I'm digressing a little bit now just to make you understand how important we take as the promise that we have given. There was a character called Rama, a Hindu god that people go and worship. He was exiled in the forest and all that. His father was a king, Dasharatha, mighty warrior. Okay? Even the gods would seek his help. So he was the person who drove the Rakshasas. It was a race of people outside India. So once in one of those battles, the Rakshasas knew how dangerous this guy is. So they cut him off from his army and they surrounded him, wanted to finish him off, and he would have been finished. How many people can he fight against? A whole battalion? You can't. However great a warrior you are. The sheer numbers were overwhelming. So he decided to fight, take as many with him as he can. When this lady, there's a warrior princess called Kaikeyi, she recognized the danger in war. So she led her battalion and rescued him. She breaks through the enemy rank and they finish off everything. So at the end of that, the king, he was the king, the emperor, he says, you saved my life. I want to give you 2 boons. Ask for anything you want. You'll get it. I'm the emperor. I can give you anything you want. She says, I have you. I don't need anything else. When you have the giver of boons with you, why do you need anything else? No, but still, to show my appreciation, I want to give you something. She says, okay, you've given me 2 boons. Nah? I'll ask for it when I need it. Remember, this was in private, just between 2 lovers. Nobody has seen this, nobody has heard it, nobody. And she asked for the boon. 30 years down the line, she says, make my son the king and send Rama to the forest. 30 years down the line. Dasharatha could have turned around and said, really? Did I promise you that? You promises of love that you make, night is over, promises are gone. He could have said that. What court of appeal did she have? He is the final court of appeal. But he knew he had given his word. I know I have given my word. It kills me, but I will keep it. That is for him. Even now in the villages in North India, when a man tells his woman, I will do it, and she says, no, I don't believe you. You know what they say? Ye Dasha ka vada hai. This is the promise of Dasharatha. Meaning I am invoking Dasharatha as a promise. I will do it. Okay, done. That promise is never to be broken. It's like on pain of death, you're making a promise. Yeah, even now, this happened some thousands of years ago, okay? But the word, so value structure, whatever would you have, whatever your value structure, to at whatever level you can, clarify it, how much it is for you. It will include non-ethical values also. Where do you want to stay? You want to stay in England? You want to go to States? You want to go to a Norwegian country? This Nordic country? You want to go to Dubai? Nice and warm in this? Yeah, it's too. You want to go to south of France? No, Spain, Greek and all is heat wave. I don't want to go. Your value structure. You want to come and settle down in Rishikesh? Nice place. Really beautiful place. When you are coming there for a couple of weeks, like Sandra has done. If you live there for a long time, like how I did, summer is so hot you can fry eggs on the rocks outside, on the banks of the Ganga. Winter, it is freezingly cold. Some rooms have central heating. Some rooms. You know what is central heating? You keep a small portable heater in the center of the room. Kamal is from Rishikesh. He knows what I'm talking about. Yeah. And rainy season, flooded out. You know how high the Ganga is right now? Just 3 feet down from our ashram. And our ashram is 40 feet above the water level. 40 feet. How much the water has risen? Flooded out in. You want to live there? It's beautiful. Of course it is beautiful. But something that's beautiful can also be deadly like this. I forgot. Malarial right round except in winter. 7 years I lived there. 5 times I got malaria. Until the whole ashram I started prophylactic malarial treatment. 1 tablet every week. So that nobody falls ill. So, value structure, where do you want to live? That's part of your value structure. Yeah. Clarify these things. Yeah. You want to live in Istanbul? She's having a whale of a time there. But you must have found the disadvantages of that place also by now. Yeah. So, clarify. Do that value clarification. That's all part of being accountable. Your third level of growth. Here, yoga, etc. means sense. Makes sense to you. Why? It's part of my growth. That's why yoga starts not with asana. Yama niyama. Yama niyama is all value structures. Yama niyama, you call Ashtanga yoga. Now Ashtanga yoga has become another form of practice. No. 8 steps. Yama, niyama, asana, pranayama, pratyahara, dharana, dhyana, samadhi. 8. So you start with yama niyama. No, I don't want all that. I just want my health. Which level? First level. Insecurity about health, therefore you're doing it only for that. You can start like that, but grow. There's nothing wrong in starting with that. But health you can get in 100 different ways. Isn't it? You can do calisthenics, you can do body weight exercises, you can do martial arts. Great health you get in martial arts. You can do gymming, if you want all the show muscles. You can gym. You want health, no? Do road work. Yoga is more than that. Here, growth. So, if you are at the third level, you are responsible and proactive, your understanding of God is more in terms of karma, karma phala, etc. You don't blame anyone, including God. Hey, why are you suffering like this? There must be some past karma. Okay. I must have been a jerk last time. Yeah, I must have been a jerk. What is? You're not blaming yourself, you're recognizing something. There are things you have done in this lifetime that you are ashamed of, isn't it? What about previous things? It's okay, it doesn't matter. I'll face the consequences. Yeah, this is consequences of some past action. No big deal. I will write it out. Where is the problem? So how will you pray to God then? What is your understanding of God? Order, realities. God, give me the strength. Not God, save me, save me, save me. Give me the strength to overcome this. Yeah. Give me the strength to come to you. And if you are going into karma, karma phala, the definition of yoga, samatvam yoga muchyate, balance in life is called yoga. Not just balance in an asana. That is purely physical and little bit focus oriented. Because if you don't focus, you won't get balance. Yeah. If you don't handle your weight shifting properly, you won't get balance. You do that single leg asana, I don't know what you call it in English. One leg went down, hands up above. And then close your eyes. But closing eyes, then that is a test. Because there is where your focus will come. Yeah. That's where your focus will come. Because when you close your eyes, you don't have any reference points. Plus your mind goes here and there. Mind goes here, you fall. You lose your balance. So that balance in asana is different. This we are talking about balance in life. So you invoke God as the giver, as from whom the result of all actions come. Look at it. My pen is a good example always. Maybe that's why I carry it. I hardly use it. Where am I going to use it in this 4 days? I am responsible over the action. Can I guarantee the result?
No.
Get it? If I open my fingers and drop, I have the choice. Open my fingers and drop it, throw it at somebody, keep it back in my pocket. Isn't it? Before I initiate the action, I have total freedom. It's my choice. This is what the Gita says. Over the action, you have the choice. And my choice will be dependent upon my self-awareness, my imagination, my will, and my value structure. We've seen that before. Here we are now. What do you want to do with it? Once done, what takes care of the result? Result is taken care of. Gravity. Correct? Karma phala is the gravity. Little bit. I will elaborate this more at the next level. Where did gravity come from? Oh, gravity is what? The attraction between the masses. Directly proportion to the masses. Inversely proportion to the distance between them. Basic understanding of gravity. Can be refinement of this. Basic. Okay, where did this matter and gravity and all come from? Something simple, Big Bang. Big Bang is going to be banged out soon, but whatever. Big Bang. Okay, fine. So we don't need God. The scientist needs God and tells him, we have created life in the laboratory, we don't need you now. Oh, good. How did he do it? First he took some earth. God saying, find your own earth. Find your own earth. So, alright, Big Bang. I will go by that. We have religious theories, we have scientific theories. I am happy going with the scientific theory. Big Bang. Alright, Big Bang. Was that an event? Of course it is an event. The first event for this thing was Big Bang. Okay. Now, according to science, there is no event without an observer. There is no event without an observer. Who was the observer of the Big Bang? Because in science, consciousness is an evolute of matter. In science, whether in biology or physics, you will say consciousness is an evolute of matter. Alright. That means the conscious being came later, the event happened. Who observed that event? So you have to say consciousness was there also. Yeah, I mean purely go by science. There has to be consciousness there to observe. Your definition is there is no event without an observer. I am using your own definition. I am not putting a religious or a spiritual postulate there. I am going by what you are saying. If there is no conscious entity, if there is no consciousness, you cannot have an event. This consciousness is what we call God. Because God is a conscious being. What exactly is nature, etc.? I have 2 more days, don't worry. I'm a relaxed teacher. Be relaxed when you learn listening. 2 more days are there. I'll prove it to you all. No problems. So, if this is it, then the source of this whole universe is gone. Because God can't be apart from the Big Bang. Yeah. But he can't be the Big Bang also. But the whole thing has manifested from him. So his whole thing has come from him. Then gravity is from whom? It is not God is source only of religious laws. The God is source of everything. Okay, maybe right now, why wait for later? Would you like to have a little bit better understanding of God right now? Okay. Your school-going kid comes and asks you, Mom, who made this earth? God. Simple answer. Okay? Where was God sitting when we made earth? When we made the earth, where was he sitting? He was located somewhere, no? So each religion will come up with an answer. Heaven, Vaikuntha, Kailasa. Because this is simple level, second level answers. Okay, fine. Who made that? God. Where was God sitting? A kid can throw this theory out, okay? Where was he sitting when he made it? You don't have any assignment for school? The kid is cracking his head. Whenever I ask a question which mom can't answer, is assignment for school. Homework. It doesn't come up before that. No. Then he goes away. Comes back up. Mom, I found out. Sometimes out of the mouth of babes can. Babies meaning babies, okay? You can get the truth. Okay, where? You said there are two places. For heaven there is hell, for Vaikuntha there is Naraka. You must have been there. Where else will it be? You don't like that idea. Say, okay, fine, because you want to now get away from that question. Okay, fine. But Mom, then I have two questions. Who made that and gave it to God? Because God is, or was he foolish enough to make it and find it too hot for him and then made heaven and God himself transferred? Or was God a woman? Why? Because you told me last week, I overheard you telling Dad that uncle was giving hell to auntie. See, all these foolish questions come up because you are not taken into account that any creation requires a material. Somebody, my religious book says God created the world out of nothing. What they mean is nothing other than himself. Nothing other than himself or herself or oneself, whatever you want to call it. Why? See, I want a gift from you all, okay? The gift. But it's a very special gift. You won't have to spend any money on it. Please make me this shirt that religious leaders wear. It's called a kurta. I'm sure you are familiar with it. Please make me a kurta without any material. And I'm not going to fall for the emperor's new clothes. I've heard the same story, okay? You cannot. Why? You need a material. So, with Swamiji, when you're saying material and God is one and the same, can you demonstrate it logically? I can. The Upanishad statement comes here. Like how a spider spins its web. Where does the spider get the material? From somewhere else? Or from itself? Yeah, from its own body. And who's the intelligent being who created? The spider. So spider is both the intelligence and the material. So God becomes what now? Ishvara, Bhagavan, whatever you want to call it. Becomes both the intelligence and the material. Wow. So all religions talk about God as being omnipresent. How can he be omnipresent when he's sitting in Timbuktu? He can be only be omnipresent if he's like this. Therefore, this is a spiritual understanding of God behind all religions. He is both the intelligence and the material. Then where is God? Everything is manifestation. Sun and the moon and the stars and the earth and everything. What is not God? All the principles, gravity, etc. Therefore, what has created the result for your actions? Principles. Some known by science, lot more to be discovered. Lot of it is known. A lot more has to be discovered. But it's all from there. The source is all Bhagavan, God. And in India we have a nice understanding. Those of you who attended the puja on the first day would have seen that yesterday. You do a worship, you will get something known as prasad. Anything offered to God, when you get it back, it is prasada. It's called. Prasada is not necessarily a sweet. Prasada can be few drops of water. It can be a sweetmeat. It can be something salty. It can be a fruit. It can be just ashes, holy ashes. Why? Everything I did went off. I lost capital lots. But the result is from Him. The result of my action is from Him. Therefore, holy ashes also accepted. Prasada, put it on. It's the glory of the God. It's called Vibhuti in Sanskrit. Vibhuti means glory. Everything went off. I lost the capital. Forget interest that I was hoping to get. Forget the profit I was hoping to get. I have lost everything. Vibhuti, put it on. Now, ready for the next round. I'm down but I'm not out. I'm down but I'm not out. Hey, success. I got a laddu, a sweetmeat. Great. I got a fruit. Great. Water. Okay. Drink it up. I'm not sure how safe that water is. Okay, put it on your head. It's a few drops only, it doesn't matter. Can you see this attitude? This is what really a human being can be. Can be more. I'll come to that. At this level that yoga finds it comes into full power. Why? You get a balance in life. It is not that you are knocked down by events. Of course you are knocked down. I wanted success, everything turned to ashes. I'm not happy with that. But I can handle it. I accepted it. I can take it in my stride. Success. I'm not so elated I forget everything. I take it in my stride. I'm happy, of course. I'll take it in my stride. Somewhere in between. That's fine. I can refine it. I can build upon it. Take it in my stride. Remember, stage 1, stage 2, stage 3. What a big growth. No? How much is the growth now? This is where yoga, religion, etc. really works at this level onwards. It's from here onward that Vedanta, etc. comes into the picture. Because here you are living with the full glory as a human being. If you live like this, you are a force to reckon with in society. Nothing can shake you. You're fine. Things are going on. I'll handle it. Where does the buck stop? Buck stops here. Come on. Now what? Tomorrow is going to be rain. God's will. I'll handle it. Tents are waterproof, not a problem. Chalo. It will be a bit mushy. Yeah. You'll get wet a bit. Yeah. It'll get cold. Okay, use a shawl. Use a jacket. Big deal. You can handle it. Are you seeing the things? Nature will throw things at you. Life will throw things at you. But I'm here. I'll take it. We've come a long way. Let's see from fear-based to now. Just 3 stages. But here is where the glory of a human being starts coming out. This is our glory. This is when you are living as a human being, not scurrying around in fear and oh Lord, give me this, give me that. No. It's Lord's order. I understand that. So I'll work, I'll get that. And I know I don't call all the shots. You don't call all the shots anyway. So I'll fold my hands. Keep your fingers crossed. Better fold your hands in prayer. Invoke His grace. That is part of the order. What we did in the first day. Invoke the grace so that things can go smooth. No guarantees. Why? Because I don't know, I don't call all the shots. Yeah, I don't call all the shots. I hope this will work. If it doesn't work, I'll take it in my stride. What is the problem? This is an inspiring way to live. No? Is there any other way? I don't know any other way. Yeah. You're inspired. You become an inspiration for others. Just imagine if a child is seeing the parent living like this. What does the child feel? Wow, my mom and dad are something. Yeah? Come on. Isn't it? If you wish you had parents like that. Well, you can be like that to your child. Or to your uncle, or to your aunt, your nephew, or your niece, or whatever. Or the kids in around you. Kids will look up and say, oh, this uncle, no? Before I wore the robe, they used to call me my bearded uncle. Yeah. My bearded uncle, I can go to him, I can talk. Right. This is it. From fear and love to being proactive. Understanding. There's better understanding of God now. Even if you are stuck at this level also, it's still great. It's still great. 2 more steps to go. Okay? There are 2 more steps to go. Yeah. More understanding to come in. Remember, I said from fear to God realization, I will take you all the way up to there. In these 3 days. So you are here now. Proactive, responsible person. We have about 15 minutes left. Any questions, clarifications? It can't be only one way. Any questions, any clarifications you have? Please shoot. I'll be happy to answer. Yep. You will have to speak up a bit. I'm a bit hard of hearing and my hearing aid has gone off. So,
Talk about promises and keeping promises. And I'm a great believer in, if you use that word promise, you keep that promise.
okay.
But how do you deal with somebody who uses that word but then doesn't keep that promise?
Okay. Cancel, you just repeat what she said. Someone repeat so that I couldn't hear it. My fault, not yours.
How do you deal with people who don't keep their promises?
To keep their promises.
Who don't keep them?
When you find the answer, come and tell me. See, I can only ensure I will keep it. Okay? And I can be a bit assertive in confronting a person and saying, hey, you promised me this, not happy. No guarantee the other person will keep it. So I need to have the courage to trust. Now my courage, remember how we are as babies, totally trusting? Not like that. Trusting as an adulthood. Now, it's very difficult to trust because we all been betrayed, isn't it? Small betrayals. A lover not keeping his promise. A partner forgetting my birthday, even though he promised to take me out. Small things like that. To big things, betrayal, infidelity. We have faced all that. We have done all that also. We are humans, so we have done all that. So there is a lot of pain. Because of that pain, I find it difficult to trust because I may be betrayed again. I will never let another person come so close to me. I'll never let another person hurt me like this. We make that promise to ourselves. Just because what? Hey, my girlfriend ditched me. It's okay, yeah. She is struggling, I am struggling. You can't take that stand, it's difficult. She betrayed me. Never trust another woman again. All women are dash, 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 dash. Hey, one person behaved like that. I won't even call her that. I said one person behaved. But our pain is too much. So unless we deal with this pain, we will never be able to trust. Difficult to trust, not never be able. That's too strong. But we will find it difficult to trust. How can we trust? Because I'm pain. But if I can deal with the pain, it's okay. I know how to deal with my pain. If I get hurt again, I know how to heal. Son, yeah. You cannot open yourself to love, for example. Tagore, one of our poets, said this. You are never ready for love's embrace unless you are willing to be hurt by the hilt of his sword that is kept on his belt. It's That's how it is. You will be hurt. You will be disappointed. Because you also disappointed. Because you're human. You're human. And we have been growing up fed on these stories. Met someone you love and you're happily ever after. Happily ever after doesn't exist. So if I learn to deal with my pain, I'll find it easier to deal with the situations in life. So my trust, etc., will be stronger. And in most cases, if I'm honest, in most cases, not all cases, honest enough, etc., you'll be repaid in kind. I'm not guaranteeing you that it will happen. No, it won't. There will always be somebody who will try to exploit you. So you become awareful. You become street smart. Yeah. I go by this handshake with corporate thing. But I know certain corporates don't even deal with them. I can't trust them. As a rational human being, I know they cheat. So forget it. Why we want to associate? All my teaching will go waste there with the officers because the whole thing is geared for cheating. Not worth it. So you learn by being street smart. See, how do we call ourselves? Predominantly honest? Predominantly. Are we honest people? Everyone here? Anyone here saying, I'm not honest at all? Most of the time you're honest. So similarly, most of the time others are also honest. Once in a way that humanness comes in. The greed for something, the longing for something else, or a fatal attraction. That takes over because I'm human. Remember, we are all insecure human beings. If I am at the third level, I have a great sense of security. You know, it requires a bit more, but I have a great sense of security. I can deal with things better. Yeah. And if you are at that level of security and things like that, people cheating you also will be less. Yeah. Because you're smart enough, they know, yeah, this guy will know I'm cheating him. So either don't deal or don't cheat. One of the two things will come in. Which is good enough. Yeah. So it's like you get into win-win thinking. All this win-win thinking and all is part of our scriptures. Okay, we have that, all that in our prayers. We have all that. You think win-win. So win-win is also called no deal situation. If this is not win-win, I'm not going to deal with you. It's not mutually beneficial. What am I going to do? I'm not going to do this. So that will make it easier. Guarantees against dishonesty. Guarantees. The only guarantee in life is guarantees don't exist. But your chances are better. Be more proactive. Learn to take care of your pain. Is important. Yeah. Because otherwise my suspicious mind will push him more into the negative. No, I'm not suspicious. I'm awareful enough. That's it. So then it becomes better. Better chances of you being dealt with honestly. Yeah. I hope I've clarified. Any other questions? Yes, ma'am.
If you're at this level, 3.
If you are?
If you're at this level that
Yeah.
you're talking about,
Yeah.
and you have peace in your life, and you can manage life much better, and you're responsible, why do you need to seek further? Is there a chance? Just,
Yeah.
oh well, that's fine then. I'm okay now.
Yeah. What is the next level?
Yeah.
Oh, that level is freeing you from the limitation of being a human being. I'm still human. I still have my existential angst. At the end of the day, nobody survives life. How do you get over that? However, understanding etc., I'm a finite human being, which gives me a sense of isolation. You can be in the midst of people, nobody understands you. Supposing I were to dismiss your question, how would you feel? Feel isolated. No?
Yeah.
I feel isolated right now. And that isolation creates a sense of loneliness. No? That's a human issue. That's a human angst. Purposelessness. I'm doing all this for what? So, yeah. I realized this. I came across an English poem about this traveler in the desert. he comes across a huge statue. The statue is not found. Only the feet are seen. And there is a board there. I am Osmandias, King of Kings. Look on my works, ye mighty, and despair. And the traveler says, I looked down. All I saw was sand and more sand. What happened to all his works? Gone. Can you see? At the end of the day, how much am I contributing? What is the legacy I am leaving? All said and done, it doesn't matter. No? I have 2 houses in London. But my son has gone to States, he doesn't want to come back. The house, I built it all up for you. This happened typical to Indian parents. I did those all for my children don't want it. My whole life is logged, purposeless. Can you see? There's always a sense of purpose. How do you get over that? That's a human problem. Freedom from this is what we call moksha, self-realization, God realization, etc. For that you need the next 2 levels. Yeah. This is it. That's why I said, even if you're stuck here, it's a great level to be stuck. Even if you get stuck at this level or 3rd level, it's a great level. I have a great sense of relative, balance, samatvam. That's why I always say, yoga is a preparation for Vedanta. People don't, pure yogis are not very happy with my statement. They say, yoga is preparation, what more is there? There is more. Even yoga talks about samadhi, self-realization, swaswarupe, avasthanam, etc. Those are all the definition, Patanjali's. So what is that? That's what I'm going to do over the next 2. I'm relaxed, don't worry. You all can be relaxed. At the end of the day, things will be clear. Then you can work on it, how to get it there. Yeah. Any other questions? Yes, ma'am.
What would you advise to someone who's just starting the journey?
Starting the journey? Yoga festival is a good place to start because you get exposed to a lot of things. Yeah, get your friends here. It's a fun thing. You can pick and choose. Okay, today because of the weather it may not be that much of fun, but normally English summer is good. You have fun. Start. You get exposed to different things. Then that starts triggering off your mind. Get exposed to different things. Different spiritual teachers, different things. I'm not saying I'm the only guy. There are so many of us. Even my teacher students, there are 350 of us teaching. Just one tradition of teaching. 350 of us all over the world. So like that there are many teachers. Ramakrishna Mission. Get yourself exposed. See what works for you. Start wherever you are. Get exposure into yoga, Vedanta, all these things. Then you will pick up your path, what you want. Yeah. Because here what is happening is more authentic. Yeah. More authentic. At this yoga festival, more and more authentic things are taught. Yeah. Actually, Vedanta comes only for the top level, a little bit. After this level. Up to this level is all yoga. Because that competency in life, another definition of yoga is karmasu kaushalam. With respect to action, having a sense of competency. So all that I talked about being responsible, proactivity, makes you competent in life. It's a sense of personal competency, a balance in life. That's all yoga. That's why I joke. I'm the only yoga teacher in the world who can't touch his toes. The balance is there. You get it. That is important to get that. And if you are combining asana pranayama with it, very good because your health is also taken care of. Yeah. So my journey is slightly different. It is more like martial arts, qigong, which is all from yoga only. It's not different. So that's what worked for me. So it's fine. Yeah, you had a question now.
If we're not here in the next 2 days, where do we find this enlightenment that you're going to share with the others?
It's all being recorded and it will be on the World Yoga Festival website, the lectures that Swamiji is doing here.
Grant, and
Yeah.
anyone can access it.
Yes.
Grant.
Yeah. The next I'm going to deal with that. All that I'll deal with. All the way from fear to fearlessness.
Thank you.
From where I am as a scurrying around living life to God realization. Okay. In a nutshell, I'll cover the whole thing. I mean, the real learning takes time. It's not like overnight it happened. Ask Sandra, she started with a yoga festival. Yeah, right, yes, she was there. She started with a yoga festival. She and her daughter was there. Yeah. So, it's a great journey. It's fun. It's not that it's a struggling journey. It's fun. Yeah. You can't say I'm going to gain fulfillment, but I'm going to be miserable on the way. She has put up a Facebook post. We take Vedanta very seriously, and she's showing the photograph of me laughing at it, at my own joke. All of you are laughing now. So that is how the whole thing is. It's a great journey. Yeah. And we think all this takes a whole lifetime. I also thought the same thing. Until one fine day I realized, hey, everything is fine. Now what do I do next? Everything is fine. I mean, I got what I started off with. So my teacher called me and said, now go, teach in Bombay. I said, yes, I can confuse a lot of people. I'm good at that. So I started that. Now I've been confusing people for almost 40 years. Okay. Over 35 years, 38 years I've been confusing. Good. Life is great. And if you do a little bit yoga, this, that, etc., you're fit enough, fine enough, healthy enough, so that life can even be better. Your age doesn't make you weaker, it empowers you, become stronger. Not necessarily physically, but right here. You become stronger, not weaker. Even physically you're not bad, okay. Yeah. That's what matters. And then you live as a fulfilled being. Total fulfillment is yours. Hey, what else is there in life? Yeah. What do you want out of life? Total fulfillment. Isn't that what we are doing everything for? Whether we are coming to a yoga festival, getting a job, getting married, finding a partner, or having a child. All this is to fulfill yourself. You want to feel as a fulfilled being. And you know from experience, everything falls a little bit short of it. It falls a bit short. This is about finding that fulfillment directly, not through something else. That's what yoga really is about. Vedanta is about total fulfillment. So if you want to know the answers for that, tomorrow and day after, okay, I'll be happy to do that. Yeah. Tomorrow I think I'm the last session and people may feel a bit raining so much. May rain, may not rain. God knows, I don't know. I can't look into the future and say, no. I trust that things will not be too bad. Yeah, I trust that. Yeah. But they say, when you do good things, some problems will come your way. When you do things, bad things also, problem comes your way. But you expect that, so you're okay. When you do good things, also problems will come your way. Okay, that's fine. So shall we call it a day for today? I'll see you all tomorrow. Tomorrow, what time am I? Tomorrow is last class, I think 5:30. Tomorrow I am at 5:30, if I'm not mistaken, it's at 5:30.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah? Tomorrow is at 5:30 in the evening. So, I enjoy talking with all of you.